Welcome to Focus Today. It's Friday, and we like Fridays, and we like Tim Elbert, and he brings pretty things in that smell good. And it's not himself. Hi, Tim.
Does it smell like compost in here?
Anyway, Tim Elbert's here with the Four Seasons Nursery, and we are going into what may be the only little bit of a Indian summer that we're going to see this year. Warm days and cool nights. Gorgeous weather this weekend, so you may be out in the yard trying to get some things done. And if you have any questions about what's going on in your yard, what to be doing, give us a call, and when you call in today, somebody is going to win this beautiful mum. I've never seen one that full before.
Isn't that great? They're just absolutely stunning. They're in full bloom. They're just doing really, really good. And I just really thought this was a really nice autumn color. This beautiful amber color, I think, on this one.
Just gorgeous. So anyway, when you call in, here are the numbers. And from the local area, it's 541-776-5368. If you're listening up and down the coast from, say, Charleston, North Bend, Coos Bay, Bandon, Cape Blanco, Port Orford, Gold Beach, Brookings, down in the Crescent City, all that. Hi, folks. The number is toll-free, 1-800-373-5368. If you're watching on Roku anywhere in the country, you're welcome to give us a buzz, toll-free, 1-800-373-5368. And call in, ask a question. Your name goes into a drawing, and somebody's going to win this beautiful mum. Now, if you live outside the area, Tim will personally bring it to you on his motorcycle. Just kidding.
Can't guarantee there'll be many flowers left, but you know, hey, we'll give it a shot.
Hey, everything got green all of a sudden. It's gorgeous out there.
Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. You know, the cool nights have really relieved a lot of that summer stress on a lot of plants, and things are starting to really push. So we're seeing that fall push, and fall colors are starting to come out. You know, as I walk around, I look around to see the ash trees starting to turn that real nice purple color. Yeah. The maples starting to turn red, and so it's a lot of fun. I love to see all the color changes this time of year.
My favorite time of the year. I love the fall because, well, first of all, the color, the warm days, the cool nights. I love the weather, and I love harvest time. You know, and I noticed this year, was reading and talking to some of the vineyard operators. I guess the hot summer made harvest a little quicker, a little sooner this year. They're harvesting now.
Yes, yeah, they're harvesting now, and there's some pretty good crops out there too. So
I guess the pear crop's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, listen, if you have any questions for Tim about plants, transplanting, fertilizing, bugs, winterizing, any of that stuff, get your call in. 776-5368 is the local number, toll-free outside everywhere else, and that's 1-800-373-5368. Somebody is going to win this beautiful, beautiful mum. All right. Hi, Debbie. What's going on with your lawn?
Well, I have a question for Tim about putting grass seed down. It is time to put soil activator and classic down. Can I put grass seed on at the same time?
Absolutely. Not a problem at all. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, how long can we plant?
You know, if you're putting grass seed down, you want to get that down pretty soon. It's getting to be that point of time where that soil temperature is dropping pretty rapidly, and so we want that soil temperature to still stay warm when we get that seed down, or it's not going to germinate well. So get it in there, get it going as soon as possible.
All right.
Short window here.
Short window. Do it now. Okay. Hi, Midge. And you want to know how to trim one of these mums?
Yeah. How do you cut them back so you're not waiting for a month or so for new blooms on it?
Well, you got to prune them early. So if you're going to be doing any pruning on your mums, do it around June. So that you have plenty of time for them to recover, fill up real nicely, and then produce flower buds.
Well, my sister-in-law had bought one of those huge ones from Costco, and it was sitting there, and it looked great, you know, for about a week or so, and then she just slightly dead-headed them. Are you supposed to go down further on the stem to cut off the dead bud?
No, you don't have to. If they're already blooming, to get them to rebloom, is that what you're asking?
Right.
To get them to rebloom is going to be difficult. If not nearly impossible, they really have one real flush of bloom. So once they've finished doing their bloom, you can deadhead. They'll continue to put out a few more blooms, but not the fullness of that initial bloom.
Well, she's starting to get a bloom, but they're long and leggy.
Yeah, that's going to happen this time of year. To get them the way they are now, they have to start with these in June, and they pinch them in June, and that's about it. So.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Mitch.
Okay.
Well, I know a lot of people carry them over, and they do well, but this is because you properly trimmed it, right?
Right. Yeah. And you know, if you were to take this and plant this in the garden,
yeah,
it's going to get considerably larger than this. You know, it'll get 2 or 3 times taller, 3 feet tall and 4 feet wide. They get huge. Yeah. But the flowers won't be quite as full as this. And what they do to make this happen is they prune them, and by pruning them, that gets them to branch more. And by branching, then you get more flowers, and they get full and thick like this. In the greenhouses, they'll do this a little bit later because they can force them a little more. But in the garden, you want to do that in June, and just go through and I just shear them in half almost, and let them flush back up.
Well, somebody's going to win this beautiful mum that's sitting in front of us today. So if you'd like to get your name in the hat, give us a call. Tim Elbert's in the house from Four Seasons Nursery. The number is 776-5368. That's the local number in the Medford area, 541-776-5368. Those of you listening and watching outside the immediate area, well, give us a call. You never know. 1-800-373-5368. Well, one thing that this fall weather and the early rain that we've had proves that dead grass can grow again. And then dead grass will never grow again.
Well, there's a difference, you know. If the top has died off, a lot of times the crown and the root are still active, and they're just dormant through that hot summer. And then this time of year, they start to come back up, and you see that happening. If it has gone too far, the crown and the root system has died off, then that's your dead grass. Okay. Twice dead and plucked up.
Yeah, it's really dead. All right, but earlier you had a call that says you can mix the fertilizer and the seed together, maybe with a little soil?
Well, you know, first of all, I wouldn't mix them, because when you go to spread them out, the soil would go way out and the seed would stay closer in because of the weight of the pellets and whatever. Anyway, so one over the top of the other. So fertilizer, seed, activator, you know, it doesn't matter what you know, which one first, which one second. It really doesn't matter. If you're going to put some soil down, you can. You know, if you're covering your seed, then just a really fine layer of soil, or better yet, compost. Just because it's a little lighter and easier for that seed to come up through it. But if you're trying to level out, then get the soil down first before you put the other stuff on.
All right, well, there you go. Let us know. Give us a call, 776-5368, or toll-free 1-800-373-5368. All right, Sherry, what's going on with your fruit trees and bushes?
I just wanted to know when's a good time to prune my blueberry bushes and raspberry bushes.
Well, you know, I just pruned my blueberries this week. So you can do a little pruning on the blueberries now. You can wait for them to drop their leaves and do them when it's dormant, and that's fine as well. So it really doesn't matter a lot at this point. But for your raspberries, wait until all the foliage has dropped off of them so you can actually see what you're cutting. And then you can get in there and cut the canes that produced and get rid of those, because they won't reproduce again. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Again, get your name in the hat, 776-5368, or toll-free 1-800-373-5368. And Tim Elbert's with the Four Seasons Nursery. You go out Highway 62, you jump over on Vilas Road there at about, Vilas Road, over to the frontage road, excuse me, and go up just about a half mile. You can't miss it. And other things we can plant in the garden that's got color this time of the year that's going to survive the cool weather?
Yeah, there's the pansies, of course, right now are looking really good, and it's hard to believe how fast the pansies have been going out the door recently. So But there's some beautiful color on those. The kale that will go all winter long in its purples and reds and whites. Just a really, really nice plant to give you some winter color, as well as lots and lots of other things like with foliage color. There's some ornamental grasses that are really nice. You put them in a container with some of the pansies and things, and they just really add a lot of color and texture, as well as the coral bells. I mean, the gorgeous foliage on those, and some of those, the foliage colors even better when the temperature gets cooler.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, some color ideas, and again, get your name in the hat. 776-5368 is the local number for you to call and to ask a question. When you call in, your name goes in the hat. And this thing, the fragrance in the studio this morning is just wonderful. And you're calling that amber. I'd call it gold, but somewhere in between, it's the truth. But it's just, I've never seen one that full, that bushy, you know.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
All right, hey Robin, what's going on with your honeysuckle?
Yes, I have a beautiful honeysuckle that goes over our gateway. I mean, it's gorgeous. But I'm wondering, do I need to cut that back at some point? And
Oh, we lost her. They accidentally dumped you out, but don't worry about it. We'll get your name in the hat. So what's the answer?
Well, okay, for honeysuckle, honeysuckle can be pruned really just about any time of year. It's it recovers very, very quickly and easily. So if you need to prune it, go ahead and prune it anytime. You'll be fine with it. The honeysuckles at the nursery actually are getting cut back this week.
Really?
And I think it's a good idea to cut back the honeysuckles because they tend to kind of grow on top of themselves, creating almost this network of dead branches underneath them that they support themselves with. Yeah. And when that happens, you get a lot of dead in there. So getting in there and trimming that out really helps to clean them up and make them look nice.
Okay, Robin, sorry about that. It was a little technical glitch, but we got your question in and your name's going in the hat. And if you'd like to ask Tim a question, give us a call at 776-5368 and toll free if you're outside the immediate area, 1-800-373-5368, and somebody's going to win this beautiful golden amber mum. Right?
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paulina, and I work at theDove TV. Did you know that when you support theDove TV, you have a profound impact, not only in our community, but around the world? It's your continued support that takes the inspiration and hope in the programs we produce and makes them available to the thousands of people who are watching these videos online every week. Help bring encouragement and hope to our valley and beyond by making a secure online donation today at our website, thedove.us.
Okay, we're back, and those watching on the Dove TV can see this beautiful, gorgeous mom sitting on the table here with Tim and I, and somebody's going to win that coming up in a few moments. So the way you get your name in the hat is to give us a call, ask Tim a question. The local number is area code 541-776-5368. And if you're listening outside the immediate area, watching on Roku outside the immediate area, give us a call. And you never know. We'll send it to you in the mail. Eric, excuse me, 1-800-373-5368. All right, let's go back to the phones real quick. Marilyn, you've been very patient. You want to know about planting these mums?
I do. I'm so gun-shy. It seems like every time I plant them this time of year, they don't come up in the spring. They just die. So I love the looks of the mums. So what's the secret to getting them to grow? And by the way, you always have excellent, excellent advice.
Oh, thank you. I wish I had that on recording. I could just give it to my wife.
We got
it. Anyways, no, for planting the garden mums, well, first of all, you have to make sure that it is a garden mum and not a florist mum, because the florist mums aren't going to do very well for you in following years, and the garden mums have the smaller flowers, and so
what is this?
Yeah, this is a garden mum. Okay. The floral mums have great big 3, 4, 5-inch flowers on them or bigger. Yeah, and you'll always have difficulty with those. But with the garden mums, they're really quite simple. Put them in a well, I would wait until they're done blooming, and then prune them back. Just cut them in half. and then plant them in a sunny location where they get good drainage. Water them thoroughly, and they should take off from there. Not a lot that's going to happen over the winter, but by spring you should start to see fresh new growth coming out from underneath.
Okay.
I have one more question.
Sure.
I am the lady that brought a Honeycrisp apple tree to you, at least pictures, and it was dying, and you told me it was. And so I went out and got another one, and I've been waiting to plant it. I bought that along with the Brayburn. They've been sitting side by side, and the buds on the Honeycrisp look dried out. The ones on the Brayburn look good. Does that mean that the Honeycrisp, I'm going to lose another apple tree?
And does the foliage still look good on it?
They look like they were half burnt. The foliage on the top looks the same way. The top on the Brayburn, the top 8 inches are not burnt, and the buds look fresh. But the Honeycrisp is the worry.
It would be worth trimming off about a 6-inch piece of the stem and bringing it in and letting us look at it to see what's going on, just to make sure. If you wanted to check yourself, you could pick off one of those buds and cut it open and look on the inside. If it's green and moist, it's still alive. If it's crunchy and brown, it's definitely dead. So you can check that out or bring us a sample. Let us take a look at that and see what's going on. We can tell you for sure if there's an issue.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Have a wonderful day.
Thanks, Marilyn. All right, let's go to Norma. You want to keep your dahlias through the winter?
Yes, I'd like to see the same one again next spring.
Okay. Well, dahlias generally will overwinter in the ground here as long as the soil is very well drained. They will benefit from a mulching application, so a good 3 to 4 inches of mulch over the top will help out as well. If you don't have good draining soil, and all the clay soils we have around here, it's not a bad idea to dig up that corm when it's done, or the tuber. I don't even remember what it is anymore. But anyways, dig that up and break all the soil away from it, and store it in a cool, dark area, maybe with some peat moss or something, over the winter. Replant it again in spring.
Okay. Okay. Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Are you there? I don't know what our phone people are.
Shirley, she's
there.
there.
We are. Hi, Shirley, you're there.
Yeah.
She wants a fast-growing plant that's deer repellent?
Yes.
Okay.
In poor soil.
In poor soil.
Oh, you ever heard of plastic?
Yeah.
That works too.
Fast growing and deer
you might
resistant.
want to go to Michael's for that one.
In poor
Something
soil.
I can put in the ground now.
Okay, well, you know what? There are some beautiful Mexican orange at the nursery right now that are gorgeous. They come in a golden colored foliage, a green colored foliage, and then a lacy foliage. It's a dark green as well. And they're very adaptable and easy to grow. They grow fast, get up about 6 feet tall if you let them. Have white flowers that smell like orange blossoms. They're just stunning. Yes, excellent, excellent plant. Very hardy.
And the deer don't like them?
And the deer don't like them.
Oh, good. What are they called?
It's called Mexican orange.
Mexican
What about that
orange.
black
And
lace?
you can get them at any nursery?
No, only at Four Seasons.
I live in Wairika, California.
Oh, if you're in Wairika, you may have trouble with those over the winter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, as Perry was saying, the black lace elderberry is a really good one. It's deciduous, but it's deer resistant, very fast, gets 8 feet plus tall and wide. I'm sorry?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I said wonderful.
And I can testify to that, Shirley. Peggy, we have one. It grows, and Peggy trims it, and it grows, and Peggy trims it, and it grows, and Peggy trims it. And the deer don't bother it at all.
And check
wonderful.
Over there with my friends at Scott Valley Feed and see. They probably have some out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One last little question.
Okay.
Can I plant ivy at this time of year?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Do I have to do anything in particular?
Green side up.
green side up.
Yep, put the green side up, and that's all that ivy requires.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you for the
Kind of like a
info.
domestic weed, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, well, in Oregon, it's definitely, the English ivy is considered a noxious weed, and you can't buy it or sell it. But cultivars of ivy are available, but in California, I don't think it's the same story.
Okay. Betty, you got a grass question?
Yes, I had trees removed from my yard, and I got a lot more sun now, but I had a lot of moss and violets and everything but grass, and a lot of tree roots underneath the ground, kind of on the edge. And I'm killing off the grass I have with Roundup, and I was told we could do that, and then I should rake it all off and bring in a load of topsoil. And how would that roll-out sod work here this time of year?
Oh, sod will work fine, and you still have plenty of time for sod. I've actually laid sod in January before. In the dead of winter, we just wait for the soil to thaw out enough that we can get out there and put it down. So it'll work. Yeah, you got plenty of time for sod.
So is there any hints about it, or?
Well, again, you know, you want the green side up, so that's
I think I could figure out.
the main thing is that you want to have that soil as you want it to be firm, and you want it to be as smooth as possible. Any small little dips and things like that will be greatly exaggerated when you get to mowing your lawn and watering your lawn and things like that. So you want that soil to be just firm and very, very, very smooth surfaced, and then you're fine.
What about the old lawn that's still there? Do I have to rake every bit of it off?
No, absolutely not. I would just rake up the whatever loose stuff is there and get rid of that. And even then, you could just go right over the top of the old lawn without having to rake anything up, and you'd be okay. As long as you've killed it all off, it's fine.
Well, there's still a little green underneath it where the moss is.
Yeah, you know, and the moss you're never going to get rid of, but.
So I shouldn't try to do all of that, right?
Yeah. It's a lot of work for very little benefit.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Betty. All right, let's go to, let's see here. JJ.
Yeah.
What's going on with your passion flower?
Hey, this thing has went crazy on me, and I'm wondering how much I can trim back without killing it.
Oh, you can cut it back quite a ways. Just go ahead and cut it back as far as you need to. It's very aggressive, and it'll grow very fast, and you won't hurt it by pruning it.
Excellent, and I can do that anytime?
Yep. Do you have passion fruit on it?
No, I get the big buds and the flowers, but I haven't got any fruit on it now.
Okay, well then, yeah, you can prune it now. Otherwise, wait for your fruit.
Hey, JJ, I'm just curious, which way do you have that plant facing?
It actually is facing towards the east, and it is growing up and over to the west side of my building, so it's going everywhere.
So it's getting morning sun?
Yes.
And afternoon shade?
Yep.
Okay. I just think it's one of the prettiest flowers around.
They are gorgeous,
this thing is beautiful, but it's crazy invasive. I mean, it's going nuts.
All right. Thanks, JJ.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and Tim Elbert's with us. And when you call in, your name goes into the drawing, and somebody's going to win this beautiful mum that's sitting in front of us here today. So the local phone number, area code 541-776-5368, and toll free for those of you outside the immediate area. Give us a buzz. You never know. 1-800-373-5368. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Daniel and I work at theDove TV. You know, compared to Portland, Seattle, and LA, Medford might be considered a small market, but at theDove, we're excited about the opportunity to make a big impact right here in our community. And you help make that happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us now by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or by phoning 541-776-5368.
We are back with Tim Elbert from the Four Seasons Nursery and taking your questions on this Friday. That's going to be a gorgeous weekend. And temperatures in the 70s today, well in the 70s tomorrow, maybe even still in the 70s for Sunday.
Nice.
So gorgeous weekend to be outside. Things change next week. There is a front coming in sometime early next week. But as you call in today, your name's going in the hat, and somebody's going to win this beautiful mum that's in front of us. He and I have been arguing over the color. He says it's amber, I says it's gold, and the tag says it's orange.
Well,
so, okay, so it got mistagged.
It's fall color. It looks like fall.
It's just gorgeous. So anyway, if you want to call in, area code 541-776-5368 is for the local area inside around Medford and the Rogue Valley. Outside the immediate area, give us a buzz toll-free 1-800-373-5368. All right, let's go to Tiny. Tiny, you've been very patient. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going this morning?
Hey, Tiny. How you doing, man?
It's good.
What's up?
My wife's got a camellia here by the front door, and it's big. How much can I trim it back, and can I do it now?
It's a camellia?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't prune it now. Your wife will have a fit because you won't get any blooms. So they set those flower buds in the late summer, and I'm sure that they're setting now, if not already set. So any pruning you do now will reduce your flowers. So don't be pruning it. Once it's done blooming, now there's two different styles of camellias. There's the winter blooming, and then there's the spring blooming. The winter blooming camellias will bloom November, December, right in there, maybe into January. The spring blooming ones will bloom more like April and May. But once they've finished their bloom, that's when you can do your pruning on them. And you can prune back, I say, be fairly conservative. A quarter, a third of the way is not bad. Halfway would be a lot. But you know, I have seen camellias grown as hedges, and so they can handle a real solid pruning. But you're best with the little more conservative approach.
All right.
Okay? But wait till it's done blooming. You'll be in trouble, and so will I.
Yeah, I know.
All right, thanks, Tiny.
All right.
See you, man. All right, let's go over to Marianne. Marianne, you need a garden planter?
Yes, I have a neighbor that used Four Seasons several years ago, and she took photographs of her place and took them down there, and Tim or the staff, I'm not sure who did it, but they plotted out a whole plan for her yard, and it turned out beautifully, and I was wondering if they still did that.
Oh, yes, we absolutely do. I used to do all of the design work, and now we have Jim, he's a retired landscape architect from the Bay Area, and he's been with us a couple of years, and he is doing all of our design work now. And yes, bring in pictures, bring in kind of a little sketch, dimensions of what you've got going on, and he'll sit down with you, no charge, and help you design that area up. So
great. I wanted to know that. I've been wondering for a long time, and I've been afraid to call. So now I know.
Well, he's part-time, so because he's retired, and so he doesn't work all the time. But he's there. Let's see, he's there today and tomorrow till 3 o'clock, and then on Tuesday and Wednesday till 3, from 9 to 3. So
great.
And you can always give him a call and schedule time to come in. He'll do that as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Marianne. Nice to see you. See you. All right, let's go to Ernie. What's going on, Ernie? Oh, let me try that. Hold on. Ernie, there you are. Hi, Ernie. You there?
Good morning.
Earth to Ernie.
Hey, I'm just wondering, I've got a lot of really wet ground, and I've got a big garden on it, and now I got nothing but shade. Is there anything that I can put on the ground to dry it out so we're not grounding our plants?
Why do you have so much water?
Well, of course, the rain. We're in Grants Pass. We got a lot of rain, but then we got a lot of shade. Now the sun has moved, and the ground is all shaded, so it's not drying out very fast.
Yeah. You know, short of putting in a drain, there's really not a good answer for that. However, in the fall and the winter, spring, when we have our rainy times, the plants aren't as affected by that. So, you know, you can generally be okay with most plant material in their dormant state when you've got a lot of water. But if you're getting standing water and things like that, it would be a good idea to invest in a drain system.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of thought that.
Okay.
Yeah.
My watermelon plants are dying off a lot sooner than I expected. How can I tell if my watermelons are going to survive? I mean, are they ripe when they're very small, like maybe 8 or 10 inches across?
Sometimes
personal size type watermelons, you suppose that they would be wasted, or you think we'll?
Yeah, you know, sometimes they're going to ripen small, and that's an okay thing. And generally, you know, when they come free from the vine easily without having to tug or pull or cut, then they're ripe. So I would check that and see. If not, there's not a very good chance you're going to get them to ripen. We just don't have the sunshine and the heat at this point. So if it was mine, I would, you know, anything that's not ripe now in the watermelons would end up in the compost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of figured that.
Thanks, Ernie. All right, see you later.
Thank you a lot.
Okay. All right, let's go to Effie.
Effie.
Oh, Effie, I'm sorry. What are you doing with your rhubarb?
Well, I was actually wondering how I can best winter it over, because I was told that it actually is just a perennial. But is there any way to winter it over so that
in a pie
next year?
Well, yeah, in the freezer. Well, being perennial means that it will come back year after year.
I mean, sorry, no, I was told it wasn't a perennial. Sorry.
Oh, it is a perennial.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you shouldn't have any real trouble with it. If you're in a cold climate or something like that, then you may have a little trouble. You might want to mulch it with some straw or something like that. But generally here in the valley, you shouldn't have any trouble whatsoever. The one problem that I have with rhubarb is it getting too wet over the winter and the crown rotting out. So be sure that you've got good drainage around there, and you should be fine.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
Effie. Okay. Hi, Lee. What's going on with your garden? Lee? Oh.
Hi. It isn't a garden. It's a gardenia plant.
Oh.
And my sister-in-law sent it to me for my birthday in May. Mm-hmm. And I had it in the house then. The buds all dropped off. I did put it outside this summer. It revived a little. But it looks like it's dying again. And I don't know if I should plant it outside, plant it in a pot, or what I should do with it.
Okay. Well, most gardenias aren't winter hardy here in the valley. So
I didn't think so.
Yeah, so it's probably not a winter hardy variety. If you can find the variety on it, if it was one called Climbs Hardy or Frost Proof, you'd be okay to plant it outside. Otherwise, bring it in. Now, indoors, they like lots and lots of light. So, in a nice bright window, and allow the soil to semi-dry out between watering. So, you know, if you touch down, you're down to your first knuckle. If it's dry to that point, then it's okay to water. But too much water can get them to drop their flowers and can get them to rot out, and they'll drop leaves and things like that. So keep them a little on the dry side and plenty of light, and you'll be fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's see if we can squeeze in one more before we go. Tiny?
Tony.
Hi, what's going on with your black iris?
I want to know if I should trim them down to ground level now, or wait until all the leaves are pretty much dead.
Are the tips dying back now?
Oh, yes.
Then go ahead and cut them. You're fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect question on the gardenia, too. I've wondered about that as well. So thank you guys for your time.
Okay.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's get one more in. Let's see here. Get there. Okay. Peggy, are you there?
Yes, I am.
What's going on with your green tomatoes?
Well, that's what I want to know. Are they? I just want to find out if you think they're going to ripen. We have loads of green tomatoes.
Very low chance of them ripening outdoors now, so might not be a bad idea. You know, I would stay, you know, keep through the weekend. We've got all this warm temperature coming up, and it'd be great, but not a bad idea to consider getting those harvested and brought inside and ripening them indoors. You can do that in a cool, dark area. Just bring a few out at a time into the light, put them on the kitchen windowsill or something like that, and allow them to ripen indoors, and you'll have tomatoes for quite a while. So,
okay,
yeah, you know, my dad did that last couple of years, and he had fresh tomatoes in December.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I heard something about cutting the whole vine, turning it upside down, and hanging it in your garage. Does that work?
Well, yeah, I've seen that done, and you know, it probably works great, but it's a lot of unnecessary stuff. Yeah. If you just harvest them, take them off the vine, lay them out flat, so they get plenty of air movement around them, keep them dark and cool, and they should do fine that way.
Oh, good. I will try that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, keep the hanging upside down thing for teenagers, right?
That's right. Yeah. By their toenails.
All right, thanks, Maggie. All right, we'll take a quick break, and if you have any questions for Tim, get your name in the hat. Somebody's going to win this beautiful mum coming up in just a few moments. Could be you, and you can call us at 541-776-5368, or you can go toll-free if you're outside the immediate area at 1-800-373-5368. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Paula, and I work at theDove TV. Every day we get letters and emails from people who've been encouraged, blessed, and challenged by the programs on theDove TV. But we couldn't do it without you. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to bring inspiration and hope to our community by making a secure online donation at our website, thedove.us, or call us at 541-776-5368.
Well, it's a beautiful day in the studio when you have mums as pretty as this one, and the aroma in the studio, the fragrance is just wonderful. And so anyway, we're giving this away coming up in just a few moments, so be listening. Tim Elbert's here from Four Seasons Nursery. They're out there on Highway 62. You get up on Vilas Road, get on the frontage road, go down about a half mile. You can't miss it. Gorgeous. And what are your hours today? You still 9 to 5?
We're still 9 to 5 every day.
Okay.
And starting in November, we'll be closing on Sundays, but we'll still be the 9 to 5.
I'm sure your pastor will be happy with that, to see you back in church.
Yeah.
You don't have to sign the guest book anymore, right?
I probably will.
Yeah. All right, nice. 9 to 5, so check it out. Some good things. Hey, what's going on in the vegetable garden this time of year?
Well, you know, all the summer stuff is just finishing up, and we're getting the last of the harvest in from that. If you've put in a fall garden, then I'm sure that there's lots going on with that. Cabbages and broccoli and cauliflower, and you can be harvesting lettuce and spinach right now, and things like that. You know, but the thing to think about right now is what do you want to do over the winter, because a lot of this stuff is going to be gone and finished. You know, and there's a few things that can go in the veggie garden out in the wintertime, like onions and garlic and that kind of a thing. But you know, the thing to think about now is what you can do indoors. And we do have a really great selection now of what we're calling our window box gardening. And these are a selection of herbs and peppers that you can grow inside in a bright sunny window. And all it just requires is you just take it home, set it in the window, and water it once in a while. And you can have fresh basil or sage, oregano, all different kinds of herbs, as well as several different kinds of chili peppers. You know, we have quite a few of them out there, so I just harvested a few of the peppers the other day and was able to use them in the beef and broccoli dish that I made, and
really?
They were absolutely fabulous. So,
good.
Yeah.
All right, we do have a couple calls coming in and emails coming in. Julie wants to know, what should she do now to ensure her iris will bloom in the spring?
Well, to keep the iris in bloom, it's a good idea this time of year to add some phosphorus to the soil. Now, the best source for phosphorus, in my opinion, is bone meal. So bone meal is a really good thing. You can put that down, put a little mulch over the top to keep the dogs out of it, because they go for that bone meal. But that works really good. If they're dying back, the tips of the leaves are turning brown and starting to die back down. That means that they are going into dormancy. And so good cutting on those and trimming them back, cleaning them up for the winter is a good idea. And I do that before I'd fertilize with the bone meal. They really don't have a real high nitrogen requirement, but by adding that extra bone meal, you're helping to build a bigger rhizome system, which is that big root, big thick root that they have, and increase the bloom production. And so you'll have a lot better success with that. If you don't want to use bone meal, you can use like a triple superphosphate, which is another good source as well.
Now, people are separating some of their bulbs now, aren't they?
Some of the summer stuff, you can be doing that now. The gladiolas and lilies, and let's see what else. Other crocosmias, those kinds of things. Yeah, you can be digging those up. And getting those separated and replanted or stored.
All right, Jody wants to know how to winterize clematis.
Clematis typically are very hardy here, so we don't really have a whole lot that we have to do with clematis. Now, there are different types of clematis with different blooming times, and the pruning on those is going to be different according to your variety. So my suggestion, there's 3 different pruning styles for most clematis, and so my suggestion would be, give us a call with your variety that you have, and we'll look that up for you, or you can probably check the internet and find information on how best to prune your specific variety of clematis.
Okay. Well, on the rose scene, I do notice that roses are still blooming and probably will for a while, but what should we be doing with roses?
Well, we're getting close to that fall dormant spraying time. We're still about a month away or so. So at this point, pruning off all the dead flowers, and I think we'll still get some good blooms out of them. I was just looking at my rose bushes Wednesday when I was out working in my yard, and they're looking pretty good. I really would consider not doing any more fertilizing on them at this point. I don't think you're really going to need to. So just keep an eye on them, watch for insect and disease issues, and we'll get those under control about a month from now.
All right. If you want to email us a question, you can do that, theDove at theDove.us, and we'll get those through to you. In the meantime, what do we got going here? All right, we've got a little bit of a tech thing I'm being challenged with. I'm sure you never have those problems, do you? All right, coming up, we've got another question here. Kathy, preen weed preventer? Can she use this this time of the year?
Absolutely. Preen is just a trade name for Treflan, which is an excellent pre-emergent weed killer. And what that means is that it kills the weed seed. So as the seed begins to germinate, it interrupts that process and stops that seed from germinating. It does a great job. It is a kind of a low, doesn't last a real long time. So about 30 days, I believe, 30 to 60 days. My preference is one called Dimension because it lasts longer, 60 to 90 days. And I would highly recommend getting that put out now. So that's a good question, because if we put that down before a rain, and you get it out, you can put it on your lawn, you can put it around your shrubs and trees and things like that. It's going to prevent and stop a lot of those weed seeds from germinating and coming up, causing a lot of those late winter and early spring weeds from growing. So real good timing for that.
All right, we still have a few minutes left. If you want to call in, 776-5368 is the local number. Again, that's 541-776-5368, or toll free 1-800-373-5368, and somebody's going to win this beautiful mum coming up in just a few moments. Well, it's an interesting time of the year. Gorgeous summer, I should say summer, It's going to be gorgeous, kind of Indian summer weekend with warm days, cool nights. But the rain, I think we're just a tad above normal for rainfall.
Yeah.
Everything's green. Looks like we're mowing the grass again for a little while. But that also provides a great opportunity to do some fall and seed fertilizing, as you mentioned before.
Right.
And so it's not too late.
No. I mean, we're right at that point. So if you haven't done it yet, now's the time.
The stimulator does what to the lawn for this time of the year?
The activator, the soil activator.
Yeah.
It's going to do a couple of things. It helps to break down any dead grass and things like that. And thatch helps to break down thatch. Excuse me. And so that helps. Excuse me. And then also it increases winter hardiness by helping build stronger cell walls. And so by putting that down on the lawn in the fall, it increases your lawn's ability to go through winter better. A lot of things that it does. Humic acid is kind of the main ingredient in it, but it also has a lot of micronutrients as well. So really good timing. Put that down fall and spring. I've done that on my lawn. I've had my lawn for almost 10 years now. And I think it's about 8 years, I guess. I have never had to thatch my lawn.
Okay.
And I just do it spring and fall.
All right, Sue, so you want to know about mulch and winterizing?
Yes, I have a garden and I want to just shut it down for the winter. And usually in the springtime I put down some good composty, mulchy stuff. And I'm wondering if I should do that do that this time of year too, and then just cover it with leaves, or if that's a waste, or should I what?
No, that's a great idea. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good mulch layer, and all your leftover leaves and things can go right over the top of the garden all winter long. Okay. Anything that hasn't broken down by spring, you can just kind of rake off and put in the compost pile, and then your garden will be absolutely fabulous.
Yay! Okay. Thank you.
So, okay.
Alrighty.
Bye-bye. All right, let's squeeze in one more. Hi, Jane. What do you want to know about weed killing?
All winter long.
Yes, I was wondering about the weed killer because I have these burrs that grow all in my backyard, and I've been trying to get rid of them. Thank you. And so I want to know if you spray the weed killer on there while the grass is wet, or the weed killer.
Okay.
Because I have
all right, you have to turn your radio down. We're getting a feedback, but go ahead.
There are some great weed controls for that. Right now, the weed-free zone is very good for burr clover, which is, I'm assuming that's what you have. And so I would say some of the weed-free zone down would be good. And then, each one of those little burrs, excuse me, is a seed. And so you want to get those under control using that dimension. And again, you can use that dimension all over in the lawn and around the trees and shrubs, anywhere, and that will certainly help. The only place you don't want to put it is where you're going to be planting seeds in the next 3 months.
Okay. Thank you, Jane.
Okay, because I want to do grass next year instead of these little burrs.
Sure.
All right, thank you, Jane.
Okay, thank you.
See if we can squeeze one more in. Jeanette, you've been very patient. What's up?
That's right. I have some geraniums that I have in hanging baskets, and every year I put them in my greenhouse, but they always get long and langy, and I was wondering, do I trim them back now when I put them in, or do I wait till spring and trim them back when I take them out?
I prune those back before we put them in the greenhouse, and you can cut them back quite a ways, and it'll be fine. It won't hurt them a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and it just takes up less room in the greenhouse and has less problems with disease and insect issues. So, yeah, definitely cut them back before they go in the greenhouse.
Okay. Thanks, Jeanette. I got a scoot. Okay, pick one name out of there. Somebody's going to win the mom, and the mommy winner is...
And the winner is Jeanette.
Well, there you go.
She's our last caller.
Yeah, we had to cut her off. Jeanette, you win. There you go. All right, you're the winner of the big, beautiful mom right there. We're going to put your name right there on it. How about that? Okay.
All right.
All right, 9 to 5, 4 Seasons out on Crater Lake Highway 62. Get off on Violet Road, go on up a few bits, and you'll see them. And ask for Tim, because he's the man. See you next time.
Hi, I'm Jim and I work at theDove TV.
Every weekday between 6 and 8 a.m., our award-winning news and sports team bring you the best morning show around. It's live, it's honest, and it's a whole lot of fun. And you help make it happen. Did you know that more than 90% of our income comes from people like you? You can help us continue to air local programs that share your voice by making a secure online donation at our website, theDove.us.